My name is Mark Holben. Lived in the Roanoke Valley now for about 38 years, and I recently retired from my last job, which was as a sales representative for Carillion Clinic here in Roanoke. I guess my hobby is fly fishing, if I have to name a hobby. I'm not very good at it, but I certainly enjoy getting out in the streams and rivers here locally, and kind of just being in the water is a lot of fun. I guess my other hobby is my house, trying to keep up with all the maintenance and mowing and fixing things. If you drive out to my home, and what you're looking at behind me is a beautiful 180-degree view of the Blue Ridge Parkway. We looked at this house over Thanksgiving 16 years ago and bought the house the next week. I kind of realized we were going to need a new roof at some point when we started to lose some shingles. At first we'd lose just one or two, but then I lost a patch of about 4 or 5. And I didn't want to be in a situation where I was calling you with an emergency saying, my roof's leaking, help, come fix this. And we probably won't stay in this house too much terribly longer, so having a new roof looked like it would be a good selling point as well. My process for finding a roofing contractor involved a search of basically the internet. That seemed to be the best source of information, and I got a kind of a feel for the company based on their web design. And you know, Cenvar certainly stood out and had a lot of information, so it was a good starting point. I ended up getting 5 different quotations, and Cenvar wasn't the least expensive, but they weren't the most. And I think that for the value, it ended up being a very good choice to pick Cenvar Roofing. The thing that led me to pick Cenvar out of the 5 quotes that I got, like I said, it certainly was not the cheapest, but it was not the most expensive. So price was one of the factors. But I think overall why I chose Cenvar Roofing was the sales representative was very knowledgeable. I knew I wanted Owens Corning products, but he did the best job of knitting together the entire process of tearing off the old roof and all the various components that went into supplying this house with a new roof. And I felt very comfortable because you are a preferred installing company for Owens Corning, and I figured the warranty was certainly really good because it was going to be all Owens Corning products, and I felt very confident that if I had a problem down the road, that someone was going to be there to help me get it right. And that turned out to be Cenvar so far. Well, once again, the estimate process matched up with the job, as it turned out, completely. And so there were no surprises whatsoever. And again, because Cenvar is a preferred Owens Corning supplier, I felt very comfortable that they were going to do the work. The project manager did an excellent job of making sure that things were going smoothly. I remember at one point, around the back of the house, I have a deck that I just put down composite decking boards, and there were nails all over the tarp, and I asked him if he could get those nails off there as soon as possible so that foot traffic wouldn't dent up the boards on the deck, and he immediately did that. The other thing he did, kind of above and beyond, was my neighbor across the street used Cenvar when it was Lynchburg Roofing a couple years ago, and he was having a little roof leak, so the project manager went across the street, looked at it, went ahead and tried to fix the leak, and it seems like that has worked. So once again, he was very active in managing the Cenvar project. I think the professionalism of Cenvar was, once again, what made me tip in that direction to select them as a roofing company. Cenvar, from the initial appointment to the end of the job to even making this video, was always done in a timely manner, and if there were any delays or other issues, The coordination and communication with me was flawless. So I really appreciated that from Cenvar. In terms of what I got for my money, like I said, nobody wants to spend thousands of dollars, but I'm very comfortable with the way that the roofing job that Cenvar did turned out, and if I had to recommend someone to a friend, it would certainly be Cenvar Roofing. I would say that from beginning to end, you need to have Cenvar Roofing on your list of who you get estimates from. I don't know what everybody would do, but I'm certainly comfortable with the story that was told to me about what would happen from start to finish. And once again, I would gladly refer or give a recommendation for Cenvar Roofing.